Shannon here from Sam's Garage. Time to do another vlog, and what I think I'm going to do is a few little videos, just some reviews of some rigs. Got my good mate here, Ben, otherwise known as H2 Micro.
Hello everyone.
On the forums. And a little bit about Ben to start with. Him and another Ben run a Facebook group called West Rock Challenge. So you want to tell us a bit about what that is?
Sure, Shannon, thank you very much. WesRock is a group primarily based in Western Sydney in New South Wales, Australia, where we focus on scale rigs, much like my Defender here, in a challenge environment, usually 50 to 100 gates, where people have the opportunity to work in teams and then drive and just score as they go and have a good time and enjoy themselves. And it really opens up the competition yet fun environment to all comers from all different levels.
I've never comped before, and I just drive socially, and I've been able to build my rigs to suit the class 1 specs and just come and join in and have a drive, and it's great.
Yeah, so it really allows people who don't think the traditional comp scene is for them, but to have a spec to challenge their build skills to. We welcome anything from a standard SCX10 for the class 2 or a class 1 rig built specifically with recovery gear and scale points in mind. We follow the Sorka sort of rule set with some modifications, but that means it is available and ready for all comers. So, yeah.
Awesome. So first up we got the D129. So we'll have a bit of a look at that.
Okay.
So, just give us an overview, mate, really.
Okay. My initial idea for the Defender 129 was to build a Defender-based rig that was unique and different and also challenged my own personal build skills and gave me something to build upon and use then as a competition-based vehicle later on. If any of you have seen my build thread on Scale Builders Guild, the D129 is a prototype used as a military base from the early 60s on the Series 3, but I wanted to do a modern interpretation of that and but give it an old school look at the same time. I'm really happy with the way that the overall look and feel of the truck has come together, and I've tried to add in a number of new details, especially for me, that really bring it up to the next level. This rig includes special things like the paintwork's got a deliberate fading to it to make it look a bit old and used but still loved, along with a few custom items. One of the specifics, I suppose, is the dually rear setup. So shall we have a quick look at that?
Yeah.
So I came up with a way to actually make a real proper looking dually setup that didn't stick way out to the sides like the majority of dually setups that you see on SCX10s, etc. The axles actually are shortened inside, and I used the front C-hub mounts cut down to provide a mount for the axles. Really pleased with the way it looks and behaves, and of course it's a leaf sprung SCX10 axle. I've been running this sort of setup for a while and it works really well, provides a lot of stability for such a heavy rig too. And it looks good and works well and is a great basis for builders out there who want to try something different and not just go with what they've got. A couple of the smaller items on the truck. This bottle jack, for instance, is just made up out of bits and pieces I had laying around my garage, or man cave as I refer to it. It's a bit of SCX10 shock, a shock hoop, some brake line, another piece of tube and some styrene. You can make just about anything if you really put your mind to it with a bit of creativity and some thought and inventiveness.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now you may notice the stickers on the rig here today. This is because today was qualifying for the Cairns Australian national titles for Class 1, and this is my Class 1 competition rig. We're yet to find out at this very moment whether I qualify for finals tomorrow, but we've got our fingers crossed. It's a very good chance. I drove as best as I could hope for, and the rig performed really flawlessly today.
Because this was your rig from last year, before it had a few changes.
Indeed.
And it was the champion.
Yep, this chassis certainly was under the current champion, which I won last year for Class 1 for the Australian Nationals. It's based on an SCX-10 chassis, and I have a really simple hinge setup. The motor's in the stock place. The battery in this case is actually mounted at the back just to help with weight distribution and the fact that there's not many other places to put it anymore. The front is a 3-link setup but has high clearance knuckles, so it has reasonably good steering. This rig actually performs better than it looks, and it is a pleasure to drive and is very well balanced considering it's a hard body rig.
Show us the front here. What have you done to the guards there?
Alright, well the D129 was different simply because what they did to make it a 1.5 ton truck was to actually lower the guards and widen them completely compared to the rest of the truck. Now, I had to do the same thing obviously to emulate that, so in the build thread you see me gloating about hacking it apart with a Dremel and actually cutting the guards off and then having to fabricate insert pieces in here and on the side of the bonnet to enable it to all work. I really enjoyed the challenge of making this as it is and getting it to actually look appropriate with good proportions. Cut the guards off and widened up the fender areas and the wheel wells, and tried to give it that really sort of almost truck-like feel, which we hope we've achieved with some of the other details.
Well, it's awesome.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.